heaps good history, a little touch of mystery, with lots of hilarity. It's AdeLOL.
Welcome to AdeLOL, the podcast where in each episode we share stories from South Australia's unique and often hilarious history. In each episode, Dan,
That's me.
and Tom, that's me, get together over a local beer and share a piece of SA's history, SA being South Australia. It could be a place, a person, a celebrity, an icon, or an event. Neither knows what the other is going to bring to the table. Dan is a born and bred South Aussie with a wealth of local memories dating back over 3 decades, and I moved here in 2003 at the age of 15, and I bring an outsider's perspective.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right, well done on not mucking up the intro. We're getting good at
It's
that.
great. It's good when you
It's
get
good
through
when
it
you
and
get
don't
through
stuff
in
it up.
one shot,
We'd
in
probably
one
end up
shot.
just going to cut a perfect recording of the intro and then just add that for every episode. Read it every time because then you can mix it up. And then when you do fuck it up, we can just laugh at our failures.
All right, cool. Beer of the episode.
Beer of the episode. This episode is...
I'm introducing this beer. It is Cooper's Sparkling Ale.
Yeah, so this week...
Not Anne in a can.
Not Anne in a can. This week the Cooper's Brewery came out and issued
Came out.
Came out.
Hey, they came out.
Hey. Yeah, they did. And they came out and they apologised for the fallout of the whole situation with the Australian Bible Society, which we did talk about in episode 1, I think, and then we went on and talked about it a bit more in episode 2, where we did actually get into So, I'm sure there are people that are still pissed off about the whole situation, but because we're white middle class men and we're heterosexual and these things don't really affect us that much, we just want to get back to drinking Cooper's beer. So we are going to say we accept your apology and crack it, mate.
It's the Coopers. Cheers.
Did you roll? Did you roll your beer before
you meant to roll the Sparkling Ale?
I don't know. Well, they're all bottle fermented.
Oh well. Cheers, mate.
Brilliant.
Yes,
All right, tell me a story, Dan.
All right. Cheers. Let me just get right into this.
Do we need to do tasting notes for the Spark? Everyone knows what Spark is. It's stronger as well. It's more like 5.8%. So
Or will they?
We'll never know.
Tom, this is the story of Handorf. Very good. Sehr gut, mein Thomas.
Ja, we like the Handorf.
Sehr gut.
Can we have the Kartoffel with mein Schnitzel? Ja.
You know about Handorf? Don't we all know?
It's a German town.
Yeah.
Well, it's a town in the hills with German.
There you go.
It's a beautiful place and gateway to Adelaide Hills wine region and just amazing food. Like
Awesome
schnitzels.
place. Like, I love going there in like early winter. It's just a bit magical.
There's a pie shop that just in the main street just changed a lot. You laugh with pride.
I've not been. But
You've never been to Handorf?
No, I've been to Handorf, not the pie shop.
I've done the pie shop. Okay.
The historic town of Handorf lies within a gentle expanse.
Expanse.
That's very South Australia.
A gentle expanse.
Gentle expanse. 28
Gentle
kilometres
expanse.
southeast of Adelaide. The region's original inhabitants date back over 2,400 years, so it wasn't.
No, it wasn't a German town, and we should just,
Yeah, let's recognise that in our podcast.
Yeah, that's totally offensive to be like, it's a German town. Nothing, yeah.
They were the Paramount who had named the area Bakatilla in reference to the swimming hole that was created by several creeks emptying near the Onkaparinga River. But the German history of Handorf, which is what I'm going to talk about today,
Epic.
can be traced back to 1838 when our mate George Fife Angus of our favourite company, the South Australian Company, sounds made up, made a trip to London to promote colonisation. So I think I mentioned it in the second episode. He's the same one who bought Thomas Cooper over.
We talked about it in the content.
Sounds like a fake company.
No, I think it's like the East India Company, which was the company that was set up to promote trade with India.
But also George Angus is just getting a shitload of frequent flyer points.
Oh, yeah. He's
not flying, but...
Frequent boat rider.
Frequent dying points.
Yep.
Also, once again,
frequent scurvy points.
A lot of death in this story.
Oh, I love a story where people just
so
fucking die.
Death. I think there hasn't been one without it yet.
Yeah.
during this trip to London, he met Pastor Cavell, who was...
He's the guy that invented pasta. So, why are we talking about... I thought it was a German
This
town.
is the story of the San Remo company.
Yeah.
Who was trying to help German Lutherans being persecuted by the King of Prussia to immigrate to safer places. So he's in London. This pastor's like, there's these Germans there who, they're getting the shit kicked out of them.
They're getting picked on because they're following Martin Luther and they don't want to do what the Pope says.
That's right, Martin Luther King. They have a dream to get to South Australia.
The other Martin Luther. Martin Luther Vandross.
Martin Lutheran. Angus was so moved by the plight of the Lutherans and persuaded Cavell that South Australia was the most suitable place for emigration, and also...
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, seriously. And provided the extremely generous financial assistance of £8,000 to help it all happen.
Which in those days was at least £10,000.
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million.
Over $1 million. Imagine if you went overseas today, like, give us some refugees, like, I'll give you $1 million.
Or just even like, I found an island, and there's a bit of this island. There's pretty much nothing there.
Not much.
Is there anyone living there? Oh,
just some
yeah. Well,
some Aboriginals.
Yeah, well, I think it's right for exploitation. I mean, development. Can I have some money? And they're just like, have $1 million.
Oh, and the weather, it's beautiful. It's just like Germany, the weather in this country.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
It's just like Germany. It's just like Germany, but without the snow, or the rain, or...
How do you like dust?
Yeah, and when I said it's just like Germany, there's not much hills.
We'll find you one, though.
We'll find you a hill.
That's where Hindhoff starts.
Okay.
So on the 22nd of June, 1838... a Dutch captain called Captain Dirk Hahn sailed from Iber in Hamburg. Hahn.
It's like Captain Dirk Hahn.
The Dirk Hahn. Little known fact about Dirk Hahn. Hahn Superdry is named after him.
Mm.
So yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why aren't we drinking that? It's not South Australia.
It's not though.
Yeah.
But Hahndorf is. But anyway, Dirk Hahn sailed from a city in Hamburg on his ship, the Zebra, to be like, okay, what kind of cargoes are going around the world? I need a job because I'm a captain.
Yep.
So while the ship was being unloaded, he engaged in bidding for various cargoes. One of these cargoes was a cargo of immigrants to Adelaide in South Australia.
So okay, let me...
So it's like you can transport rice, you can transport silks...
Or you can transport people.
Okay. Okay.
Seems like a good deal.
So just looking at Dirk Hahn's kind of memories of this. I don't know if I'll do that. I'll do it. The news hit me like a shower of cold rain. Remembering what difficulty and trouble I had experienced when I had to take a similar load only as far as New York. So, okay, I read a bit back into this. He's only done a few trips. This captain, he's done like New Kid and Block. One of his trips.
He likes to take a similar load.
I think like one of the first trips.
Okay. It's like working your way up.
Yeah,
it's like starting by cashing a fish, working your way up to the taxi.
Yeah, he took some Germans to New York, and apparently they were just assholes, and he just hated them so much.
Okay. Yeah, well, maybe that's why they were getting. Maybe that's why you're
getting persecuted. It's not because of your religion. It's just like,
they're like,
it's
because we're Lutheran. No, it's because you're a wanker. It's because you're,
get out of here. I'm walking here. I'm Lutheran here. That's what they get to New York. I immediately said, people are responsible for getting their own food. I'm in charge of them, so I don't have to ask anything of them or do anything with them except get them to the destination. Then I won't say no to the task.
So basically, he didn't want to do any work.
He didn't want to do any work. He's like, put me on the ship. I'm not going to talk. He's like one of the cab drivers or the Uber drivers. You get in there and you're sitting in silence. And it's like, all right, mate.
Yeah.
I'll look at my phone for, I don't know how, it takes a long time. It's a long
yeah,
time as well.
he's like that guy who he shows up to work and he clocks on time and he leaves on time and he takes his lunch break at the exact designated time.
Yeah, he's that guy.
But if anything is anything's beyond just the basics, he's like,
this is the worst.
I guess I can help you.
I had never in my whole life even heard of Adelaide. It's like, we're going to Adelaide? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is that any different from today?
Oh, Brett Adelaide.
No, but come on.
Win.
We will be doing it.
And many of my acquaintances learned the nature. Everyone advised me against undertones. But if I went back to Mr. D,
Yeah, Mr. D, Adam Sandler. It's a great movie.
yeah.
Great movie. Mr. D is the.
Without having
the money.
settled arrangement, he surely would have
Hang on,
thought
without having shat on a range.
settled the arrangement.
Shat on a range.
Shut on an arrangement, he would surely think me a coward. Like gold battle. So anyone would be a coward. Doesn't like transporting people because he did it to New York.
So he's basically like, I don't want to have to deal with people. I don't want to have to see the people. I don't want to have to talk to the people. If they make their own food and don't speak to me and don't get in my way, I'm willing to transport them. But also, I don't want to look like a coward or like I'm not doing my job. So I'll pull my finger out and get on.
I'll do it, but I'm not talking to people.
Well, this guy sounds like a fucking legend.
And well, seriously,
It sounds like
Captain, you're off on the wrong foot.
It sounds
So
like he's
these
figured it
people-
out. He's basically he's got it figured out. Because I don't want to deal with people.
No. Doesn't your job mainly involve? No.
No.
So on the 28th of July, 1838, the immigrants came on board.
Bet they did.
199 souls in number.
Plenty more.
In addition to this, the ship carried 100 barrels of pork.
Pork or port?
Pork.
Oh, okay.
100 barrels of pork. 65 barrels of fresh water. So you have
Good
more-
idea.
more
Good
pork-
idea to take fresh
More
water.
pork than water.
Well,
17
what's
hogsheads.
really important?
17 hogsheads of beer. This is what important.
Oh well, there.
So I looked up what a hogshead is. Can I have a guess of how much a hogshead is? Like in liters.
Like a barrel.
250 liters.
Okay.
So
shit.
17 of those is 4,250 liters of beer.
Which wasn't needed because, as we found out last week, Thomas Cooper's already brewing barrel
Yeah, he's already here. He's already got it going on here.
He's already
oh, no, wait,
he's
he
already
hasn't- he hasn't
brewing
by this point.
He's already brewing wheelbarrows full of,
No,
of
he
beer.
hasn't at this point.
Alright.
I did the maths. Over 500 cartons of beer on a ship.
Well, hello.
Yeah, well, they're German.
It's a long journey.
It's German. 14 barrels of herrings, 2 boxes of boots and
14
shoes.
barrels of heroin. That's a shit ton
Herrings,
of.
yeah.
That's a shit ton of black
That was
tar.
another part of the cargo. And 40,924 bricks. Extremely specific.
Okay,
I don't know.
hang on.
I don't know.
Hang on.
These are the records.
If you want your ship to to float effectively, it needs to be buoyant. Now, obviously, like weight and buoyancy, not the same thing. I get that, but you don't want to weigh your ship down with unnecessary crap. Bricks are just like dried cement.
Yeah, that's it. And
So
they bought
you can
40,000 of them.
You can make that here.
Yeah.
We have like you take
They'll
stone.
they'll get here and be like, oh, we could have saved a fortune. in
You take
extra baggage
stone
fees."
and you crush it, and then you take clay, and then you.
That's it. No, they needed German bricks, and that's how it was. It seems the Lutherans were a bit difficult, so I can kind of see why everyone's like, can you just ship them off?
Were these like special bricks that like can't be
don't know.
replicated with the
Don't know.
with the ingredients we've got here?
Don't know.
It's like
I think actually they are. I think I did read there were some sort of bluestone or something along those lines. But anyway, I can't.
well,
They loved it. They wanted to, make it their own. Anyway,
Yeah. They like to lay their own bricks.
the zebra, so it's a 350 ton ship.
Called the Zebra.
The zebra or zebra, had intended to leave with 199 passengers plus crew. For some reason,
every second passenger was black.
for some reason,
That's why I called it the Zebra.
some of the passengers white had been on board for several weeks before the ship left.
Well, no,
Gotta get a good sense.
that makes sense. They were obviously inspecting the bricks. They were on helping to load the bricks.
38,471.
Yep.
Hang
on. So start again. They were on the ship
For
2 weeks in
2
advance,
weeks in advance, and 2 of them.
and a couple of them died. That's not a good omen for the journey, is it? Really?
No, it's really not. And it's just
So what? First thing I want to know, why were they on the ship?
I don't know. I tried to find out why. I guess it's like, well, it's shitty back home because we're being teased about our religion or whatever.
Yeah.
We got a shitload of beer and pork here.
We don't want to do what the Pope says.
I'll just stay on the ship. There's a good band playing on the lower deck. Roulette's top deck.
They're called the band's called the Bluestone Bricks.
Yeah, the Bluestone Bricks. The Blaustone Brick.
The Blaustone Bricks, yeah.
It's all important.
You know what? I think we stay on the ship.
Yeah, this
Yeah, Klaus, we don't.
Good in ship, yeah.
Klaus, we don't need to get on the ship for another 2 weeks. No. I like to get comfortable. I get on the ship early. Oh no, I'm dead.
Look, I bought the unlimited drinks package, so I want to get what
I want to get the most of the unlimited drinks package, and also.
Oh, and the shrimp is so good.
Have you seen the quality of the bricks they have on this ship? These are like bricks you've never seen before. You can't make these bricks anywhere else but on this ship.
40,000. When the ship... I speak a little bit of German, by the way. You'll probably pick that up as we go on.
Essen, mein Scheiße.
Yeah. When the ship finally left on the 12th of August, so people were getting on in July and it didn't leave till August, like a good couple of weeks later.
Where did they bury the bodies?
At Altona Cemetery, which is, well, the city they left from. So they all
and
got off
no
the ship,
indication of what the people died
of?
of? Seasickness? It's just like bobbing up and down in the port, and they're just like, I feel...
Sickness.
Oh, Klaus, I feel terrible.
You can get off, the land is just there. No, I'm sticking it out.
I'm going to stick it out.
Ich bin dead.
Yeah, he's like, I have a terrible pain in my side. I think I should see a doctor, but there's no doctor on the ship. Klaus, you can get off and go and see the doctor. No. Someone will take my seat. There's no one on the ship, Klaus. I don't feel very good.
Oh, God. So when the ship finally left on 12th of August, another 2 passengers died before it even reached the open sea. So there's like a little channel it kind of goes through, so another 2 just like dead. Oh,
Hans, we're going to be on the open sea soon, but first we must go through the channel. Oh, I have pain in my gulliver.
On the voyage, another 12 passengers died, but this was a remarkably low number for that time. Like, I think even as we were reading in the previous Cooper stories, just everyone died all the time.
Yeah, 12 people dead. It's not too bad,
12
yeah?
is,
it's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. I'm just happy that the bricks are okay. We paid a lot of money for these bricks.
We lost 3 bricks on the voyage.
Oh, no! 12 people died as a result of the journey. And also, 7 bricks.
We will name the new city after the bricks.
Of all the bricks that I've ever encountered, his was the most human.
The last body was buried at sea just as they reached Kangaroo Island. So I looked at a map, it's like insanely close, like considering where they came from. It's like they were less than 1 day away, and like 1 person died.
Hang on, Klaus, we're nearly there.
Nine.
I can't go on without the bricks.
This brought the number of passengers down from 199 leaving Germany to 188 arriving in Adelaide on the 28th of December.
Think out the numbers.
1838.
Less people to carry the bricks, but on the negatives, less people to carry the bricks. Positives, the boat's now more buoyant, which means you can carry more bricks back.
Quick, go back, get more bricks.
Yeah.
So on the 28th of December, 1838, the Zebra arrived in Port Misery, now known as Port Adelaide.
It wasn't actually called Port. It wasn't called Port Misery.
It was actually called Port Misery.
We got to do an episode on that.
It was called Port Misery, and you can kind of see why.
Oh,
the gross. All right,
we're not gonna.
They had a crew of 16 and 188 passengers, plus all their belongings, the bricks.
But get the bricks.
Due to the low tide, so they arrived on December 28th. Due to a low tide, the passengers were just stuck on board until the 2nd of January.
Shit a brick.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Hey, Klaus!
Imagine that. Port Adelaide in the 1800s, in the fucking stinking heat, it would have been hot.
Yeah.
And you just come from Germany.
If only the boat was a little bit more buoyant, we could easily...
What could we do?
It's like we're stuck in the mud because of the weight of the boat. If only we could make the boat weigh a little bit less, we could get to the shore before the New Year's. How about we throw some of the bricks overside? How about we throw you over the side, Klaus?
Klaus is good. So Look, as they arrived there, I haven't got this written down, but I read it.
Just make it up.
All
whatever.
the people there were in the Port Misery were extremely welcoming. They're like, "Yeah, we're so glad you're here." They're like the people on deck.
Fuck. We've been holding out for these bricks. I was like, wait, is that the cunts with the bricks?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah! Roll up, get the ramp.
Oh, we're gonna build the brickworks.
Put a
market in
this
there.
whole time. That's where the brick.
That's the brickwork. And this is the story of the brickworks. But like the people on board were singing songs, and they'd actually become really close.
We love the bricks. We love the bricks. Essen meine Kartoffel. We love the bricks.
So, and actually, them and Han had actually became really close friends.
Brick. Was ist
You miss Christmas.
Das ist mein Brick.
They had become really close with the captain.
Hausen wird mein Brick. So
the captain had gone from like this asshole who hated them to just loving them because
Klaus
they were
just is dead.
absolute chance. Are we just going to call this now?
Okay, go on.
So they became really good friends with the captain in the end as well because he was like, "Oh, well, these dudes aren't as bad as the ones I took to New York, so we're all cool."
That's good. That's good to know when you're stuck
together for 4 months.
For 4 months, and for a week just outside of port because your boat's not buoyant enough to get in.
Let's get along. So, after a few weeks, they made their way from Port Misery to the promised land that Han had negotiated for them. So he's even got out there and be like, "Okay, got some Lutherans. What can you give us?" So it's like he was there, being like,
"I got Lutherans.
Come on,
I got Lutherans. I got 10 Lutherans. I got 5 Lutherans. What are you?"
So, look, they hired. So by 1839, they'd all made the trip to Harndorf. Where the land had been surveyed and
had it been called Harndorf at this point?
No, I've kind of messed it all up. But they were like, "Okay, well, let's go check out this place." Captain Hahn was like, "Look, they're telling me it's a good place. Let's all get down there." So they all get down there, and they get down to Harndorf, and most Germans were like,
he's like, it's a great place. Only thing that's missing is
a little hot.
A little bit hot. And look, I'm not going to lie to you. Not many bricks.
Good thing we bought them.
Good thing we brought them.
So like people in Port Misery were like, "Oh, can we have you Germans to come work with us?" Really welcoming of the Germans. But the Germans were like, "No, we want to kind of
we want to go to our own place in Harndorf."
And everyone's like, "Okay, cool. Well, you can go 28 k's."
They're like, "Oh, you don't want to be our friend? Fuck off. 28 k's. Yeah.
Okay, in the hills.
Yep.
But they got there, and the Germans were really impressed with the land that Captain Hahn had negotiated. He stated, it's still in a state of development, but the soil and climate leave no doubt that they can produce the best fruits of the field of the garden. Apparently, Hahn was so taken with the country and the land, he wanted to settle there.
I sure use the fruits of my garden.
But he had to return to his pesky little things like the ship and his wife.
I want to stay, but if you don't have enough bricks, I have to go home.
So most of the Germans, so on arrival they looked astonished at the luxuriant vegetation. So I don't know what they were looking at in December. Oh no, this was May. They kind of got there, so it was kind of wet and it kind of does look like Germany, like the hills.
Yeah.
So now the real hard work began. They cleared the land, put the vegetables in.
Laid some bricks.
The first houses were made from the bricks they bought and the materials they had. And at the same time, they kind of had time to get used to the climatic conditions. So they've arrived in May. It's like, okay, cool,
Klaus,
cool weather. It's just like Germany.
Klaus, I just realized we bought all these bricks, but we didn't bring any wood. How are we going to build the houses, Klaus?
Only brick house.
That is anarchy. We will cut down the trees from around the area. Also, there's clay and stone, and we probably could just make bricks from that.
Yeah. You want the bricks.
Always with the smart ass, Klaus.
But the first winter in the Adelaide Hills was far from what they had expected. Food was often lacking, and many went without it sometimes. Some even died from hunger.
I don't need food, Klaus. What happened to the 45,000 pigs that they
ate them
on
board?
Oh, okay. All right.
Well,
that's why they... Yeah, okay.
And also, I don't imagine hygiene standards in those days. There would have been no refrigeration, just barrels of pork.
Well, there were
stick your hand.
Yeah, but they
in.
were salted, so it wouldn't matter. You just salt the pork, and then it lasts for at least a week.
But anyway, eventually the new migrants managed to produce a surplus of farm products, which were then sold in Adelaide by the women. This is now known as the Pioneer Women's Trail. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have? Okay,
so we are Pioneer Women's. We sell things in the town.
That's right. That's exactly what they did. So the women walked all the way from Harndorf to Adelaide with the hope of selling like their fruits. And
It's only like 20 k's.
So it's like half an hour by car. It's more than 20 k's. It's like 28 k's.
Okay, 28.
It's a bit more. It's more than 20 k's.
It's half an hour by car, but with bricks, it's a long journey.
Yeah, and it's a long, hard walk. The women burdened this with carrying up to 25 kilos of produce each. It took 7 hours. They left at midnight to reach Adelaide by the morning. And they walked in bare feet to save shoe leather. So these women are fucking tough.
Oh, that's full on.
So you know how I was like, oh, we'll do a story about the women? This is kind of a story about the women.
Yeah, that's
who
cool.
kind of stuff. So imagine that. And like along the way, apparently there were like squatters and like outlaws in Crafers and things like that they always have to avoid and steal their fruits and stuff. Just such a badass story.
Let's do a story about the squatters.
Yeah, okay, that's all right.
They were the squatters just kind of waiting to steal their bricks as they pass.
Yeah. Oi, give us your bricks.
Give us your bricks.
Give us your bricks. I'll brick you.
Give us your bricks and give us your pork and give us your shoes. We're not wearing any shoes.
Got me again.
Got me again.
See you next week. See you next week. Klaus Reen. I couldn't think of a German woman's name. Klaus Reen.
Klaus Reen. That's your German woman's name.
Oh, my grandmother's German as well, so that's
What's your grandmother's name?
Iboika.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boyka.
Yeah, Boika.
Nice. That's a great name.
Thank you.
What about Inga?
That's a very German name. That will be referred to as
Inga.
Inga or Olga. No, Olga's like Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
So the journey took them along rough bush tracks that took them through areas like where escaped convicts from the eastern states and outlaws were just hanging out, basically.
Yeah.
The journey home was no less exhausting. So the women brought back essentials such as tea, matches, needles, and thread, which they had bought in Adelaide. So they leave at midnight.
Yeah.
They walk to Adelaide carrying all this shit, dodging outlaws and things like that. It's like, okay, we've sold our stuff. Got to pick up some more shit. Pick up the stuff.
So they buy stuff to take back.
So yeah, they buy stuff to take back. They would also bring back bricks to be used in the construction of Harndorf's first Lutheran church. Yeah, so I don't know what they did with the 40,000 bricks.
You can make bricks.
I haven't figured that out yet. And you know,
there's clay and stone in the hills. You can make your own bricks. You don't need to transport bricks.
And it says in this line, they would bring back bricks to be used in the construction of the first Lutheran church. Now, their whole point is they are Lutherans, and that's why they're here.
Yeah.
You think the first thing they will construct with the 40,000 bricks that they've brought over is a church?
Well, yeah.
That's so I don't know.
Well, okay. So let's
it wasn't completed until 1859.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that these are like special bluestone bricks that they brought over. Wouldn't you use those bricks to build the church rather than using those bricks to build your shop or your corner store or your general house?
But also, how long does it take to build, like in those days, like build something? Or
well, you know,
I reckon they just left the bricks in the port. I don't reckon they brought them down.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
This brick thing annoys me. I have to read into it more.
So they transported these bricks
all over Germany, like, we'll just leave them.
And they couldn't get into the port because the bricks were weighing the ship down. And then when they finally get into port and offload the bricks, they're just like, you know what? Fuck it, you can have them. You know what? I've been thinking about it, and I think, fuck it, you take the bricks. We make our own bricks. We go up the hill, we make our own bricks. Fuck you.
They're lugging bricks back.
And now they're like,
Adelaide.
I regret giving away the bricks.
Women are lugging the bricks back.
We should never have handed over the bricks.
So the women would make this
your bricks or your life, and we gave them the bricks.
The women would make this journey 2 or 3 times a week. This continued until the late 1850s when the church was built. To commemorate their efforts in helping feed the citizens and building the burgeoning capital, it is now possible to hike the Pioneer Women's Trail through the Adelaide Hills.
I've done bits of it.
Yeah, have you done it?
Yeah, I haven't done the whole thing, but I've done big chunks of it, yeah.
Nice. Years later, these women would later walk once a week to Coromandel Valley, which is only like a 5-hour
Just
walk.
for the lols.
Just for a bit of fun.
We go barefoot in the woods just for the lols.
Because there was like factory work around. So this would have been around the time...
Work in a factory making bricks.
I don't like to bring my work home with me.
But I have to because we are incapable of understanding that we can make them ourselves in the hills.
They see it done at work all day. Why wouldn't you just apply the same principle?
I know.
But in the 1840s, just jumping back a decade as I tend to do, it was rumoured that there were 2 witches in the township.
Oh, scheiße, we saw the witches.
A black witch and a white witch.
Racist.
Well, it's easy to tell which one's which. The villagers were sufficiently frightened. So maybe this is where
sufficiently frightened.
I don't know, I've copied and pasted.
I look, Klaus.
Ich bin sufficiently.
I feel frightened. How frightened do you feel, Hans? I would say I'm sufficiently frightened.
So, such a German thing, sufficiently frightened. So they were frightened of these women's powers. So to take steps to protect themselves, they would wear their clothes inside out.
Makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Same
well, I
with
mean,
this one.
look, everyone knows if a witch is after you, you wear your clothes inside out.
That's right.
It's common sense.
Tying a red ribbon around their necks.
Also, flawless logic.
And where are you getting ribbon from? Well, they get it from Adelaide, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, you walk 28 k's on the trail barefoot with bricks on your back.
Treat yourself.
Because you've made bricks in the hills, which you take down, and then you get new bricks and bring back up. And you go through this whole process. Your feet are bloody, blistered, and bleeding. And when you get there, you get some red ribbon with the money that you've got left, all the money that you've got.
Just treat yourself.
Treat yourself, and you wrap it around your neck because that's the only way to
get rid of a witch.
Well, to keep a witch away.
And by
everyone knows that. That's logic.
And by planting bay trees outside their homes.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah,
got to
classic.
plant a bay tree.
Yeah, bay tree is that's the standard like witch.
They say
bay tree's like kryptonite to a witch.
Yeah, plant a bay, witch away.
Yeah,
that was their slogan back in the day.
Was that really their slogan?
No, I made that up. Our slogans are really good. We just kind of fool each other with these slogans all the time. So plant a bay, keep a witch away. Some Harndorf locals are still not too keen on this element of the local history as well. They kind of like...
Well, they're talking about witches, or they're just like the fact that people just kind of have pointed out to them since that they could have just made their own bricks.
Nevertheless, the witches are depicted in the extensive mural which adorns the walls of the front bar in the historic German Arms Hotel.
Well, we have to go there now.
I have to go check it out. Yeah.
Well, I'm not invited.
Bring a red ribbon.
And obviously a bay tree.
Wear your clothes inside out.
Well, I do it. I do that anyway because I don't want a witch to...
Well, you can never be too careful.
You don't know where... Yeah, witch could be anywhere. Yeah. You don't know which witch is which.
It's too scary for me.
Yeah, well...
So yeah, that mural also...
This whole story would have been better if you'd have just, like, turned the lights off and told it to me with, like, a torch underneath your chin.
Yeah. So by the... so that mural illustrates some of Harndorf's early buildings. By the early 1850s, many of the original families had kind of moved away to improve their prospects because, who would have thought you would like walking to Coromandel Valley?
Who would have thought that cowering in the hills... Fearing witches with no shoes on, fearing witches and carrying bricks up a fucking hill would make your life disappointing. Yeah, so probably a good idea to move away. Try something else. Try a different approach.
Some had moved to Clemzig, whereas others had settled in Loberthal, obviously German, or the Barossa Valley. They looked for more, kind of better and farming land outside of Harndorf. In the town itself, the early primitive buildings were replaced by stone structures of the traditional German fachwerk.
Klaus, we have decided that we're going to...
Don't tell me.
We're going to replace the bricks with stone. Nein. Stone is a more efficient product and it's a better choice.
All those bricks. Go.
Why have you forsaken?
Maybe I can still get back to Port Misery. Although life was hard, they were now kind of working for themselves and looking to the future with confidence. Today, Harndorf is no longer a German settlement. It has grown into a multicultural Obviously, the German influence.
That's why people go there.
Even in the mainstream. Harndorf was zoned as a state heritage area in 1988. Don't tell me.
We're going to replace the bricks with stone. Stone is a more efficient product and it's a better choice.
All those bricks.
Why have you forsaken?
Maybe I can still get back to Port Misery. Although life was hard, they were now kind of working for themselves and looking to the future with confidence. Today, Harndorf is no longer a German settlement. It has grown into a multicultural community and one of South Australia's top tourist attractions.
Well, it is still a German settlement.
Yeah, I'm getting that to the next line to let me bloody finish.
Yeah.
There is still evidence of the, obviously the German influence.
Yeah, and that's why people go there.
Even in the main street.
Yeah.
Harndorf was zoned as a state heritage area in 1988 by the government of South Australia and is acknowledged as Australia's oldest surviving German settlement. And Tom, that is the story of Harndorf.
Are you going to talk about the fact that they forced them to change their name during the First World War?
I was going to talk about that. I didn't think we'd have time. They did force them to change their name for the First World War to
Ambleside, I think.
Ambleside.
Yeah.
And then that was in 1917.
Maybe we should do a separate...
yeah.
I'm thinking, because I would really like to do an episode on...
Because I started reading into that, and then this game, this whole other thing, I'm like, oh, you know what? But yeah, they changed that. Then they changed it back in 1935, and then obviously 2 years later.
Yeah, they're like, you know what?
We fucked up again.
They're like, you know what? I reckon these Germans are all right. I think we misjudged them.
Just give them another shot. It can't be worse than last time.
Yeah, I think we misjudged them. I think, it turns out that they weren't as bad as we originally thought. The war's over. It's done with. It's all resolved.
It's all
and I think we can go back to just being friends. And I see no reason why we can't go back to calling it Harndorf, and no reason why why you would mistrust a German person ever again. Okay, we've made an error. We've made an error of judgment. Although, of course they hadn't, because they're all kind of like, they're German heritage. They're South Australians, and it's kind of like that's the whole thing. So they're persecuted for being German, but like... They're not. They're German. They're Australian. They're German Australians. It's not like they're.
That's right. And this is what strikes me most about this story is obviously they were being persecuted for their religion. They were refugees. When they arrived here, everyone's like, come in, have jobs, have land, do what you want. We love you. Whereas nowadays we think we've progressed, but you talk to a lot of Australians like, refugees. Yeah. But
it's about perception. Like the perception at the time of we want labour, we want people to come in and just work and just create jobs and opportunities, and we need more food, we need more trade, so let anybody and everybody in. Whereas now, and I'm not saying this is the reality, because it's not the reality, it's a fuck load of space, the perception is, we can't let people in because there's nowhere to put them, or there's no jobs for them. Or,
it's not like people...
Yeah, exactly. And
maybe we should maybe I could become one of these psychics that says so much and just say, like, this is all.
Yeah, I think we should. Look, I had a vision.
For SA.
I woke up in a cold sweat, and you know what? I saw that image of Don Dutson holding back the waves, and I realised that he was right all along, and we should just open the borders. Start treating people with a little bit of respect.
Why not? So
they come here bearing bricks. We don't have to be pricks.
That's a good catchphrase once again.
All right.
Cheers, mate. Cooper Sparkling Ale.
8 out of 10.
We all know what it tastes like. Yeah, 8, 9 out of 10.
8, 9 out of 10. It's a classic beverage and does very well in Southeast Asia. It's one of exports from South Australia. One of our top.
Yeah, I know, right? Still family owned, so. And, they make mistakes.
They're trying. Right, they slagged off the gays, but they apologise.
They're trying.
They apologise for it.
Trying.
They acknowledge their mistake.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, and
we'll drink it.
We'll drink it.
All right, cool. Have a laugh, have a lol, AdeLOL. Ding.